Hey, welcome back to the shop. If you own one of these Trend air shield, you already know that it's a very nice tool to have, and it's very expensive. What happened with me was that I bought it too late. I got a piece of metal in the eye, and I had safety glasses on, but I was grinding and a piece of metal bounced up off my cheek and into my eye, and well, it took a lot more to get that fixed than the cost of this thing. But the thing with this thing is you got to take care of it, and if the motor gets damaged in it, it's between $100 and $200 fix to get that motor replaced. So I came up with another way to do it. If you open up the lid to this thing, you'll see the wire coming out of the battery pack, and right in here between these two rubber grommets is where the motor is. So I'm going to grab a screwdriver and take a couple things apart here and show you the fix that I came up with for that motor. Okay, so I got this opened up, and I'm going to take this lid right off. Exposes this whole thing here. I'm going to take these two screws out that hold this front shroud on. That just pulls out of the front where the air flows down into the shield. Unplug this wire from the battery pack, and there you have it. This whole thing pulls out, and you can see right here the fan blade that actually generates the airflow that goes down into your shield. I'm going to take this motor out. I think I could leave that rubber grommet right on there. But on the inside, this is already repaired. Okay, what happened when I dropped it was these little baby thin spider web mounts broke off on the inside, allowing this fan blade to rub against the inside of this. And so it wouldn't turn. What would happen is when I hit the button to turn this thing on, it would just beep like the batteries, like it does when the batteries are dead. So first thing I try to do is glue it back, and that don't work. So I took a couple measurements. I found out that this 7/8 inch dowel slides up in here. Real nice fit. Real nice fit right there. In these fins, they used to hold this thing. And I took another measurement of the actual body of this fan and found out that that is exactly 5/8 of an inch. So I took a piece of this 7/8 inch dowel chucked it up in the drill press. I'll show you how I do that. And secured it, and then drilled a 5/8 inch hole down through the center of it. That this fan motor could slip right into it, and that's this slip right inside of that, and that took care of the problem. No problem. Let me show you how I did this dowel. Okay, hopefully you can see what's going on here. I've got a piece of scrap 2x4 securely clamped down on the bed of my drill press. I've got a 7/8 inch Forstner bit chucked up in it, and I'm going to drill a hole about an inch, inch and a half down into that 2x. Okay, that should do it. What I have here is about a 2-inch piece of that 7/8 inch dowel. I'm going to take that Forstner bit out of there. Put that dowel down into that hole that I just drilled. And take a 5/8 inch Forstner bit without moving anything. Now drill down through that dowel. Going slow. I don't want to split that. The walls are pretty thin. Clear the chips. It should be pretty good. Yeah, I only need about an inch of this. I left it long so I could get a grip on it without crushing it. Hopefully I can get it out of there. That's all we're looking for right now. That hole is well over an inch. It looks like it's about an inch and 3/8, so that's good enough. Now we got to modify that just a little bit. Okay, I measured down about an inch, which is about how long I need to be. Put a mark on it, and I'm going to gently put that in the vise. Cut that off, and that's what you end up with. Here's the problem with this the way it is right now. this plug will not fit down through there without severely bending that wire, and I'm afraid it's going to break. So the next thing I'm going to do is cut a little slot down the length of that cylinder so I can get this wire in there. And that slot doesn't hurt anything. If anything else, it's a little bit of expansion and contraction. Because when this motor goes in, it fits in there real nice and snug. That's on there real nice right now. Then this whole thing slips into the shroud. So that's what I'm going to do right now, is cut a slot down the side of this thing. And to help do that without breaking that, I've got a 5/8 inch drill bit. If you don't have that, you can still do it, just be very careful. I'm going to take an old flush cut saw. It's pretty beat up anyhow. There we go. I got that slot cut. Now this is going to slide right in there real nice. Boom, just like that. Well, let's take it back over to the unit and put it back together. Okay, here we are back ready to put this thing together. I've got the wire down inside of the slot in this dowel, and this has to feed through in this direction with this notch. This wire goes up in that notch and bends forward to plug into the battery pack. So it has to go through in that direction. The best way I found to do this was to take this dowel and slide it up in between the fins in this housing, like that, making sure that the slot that you cut in that dowel isn't engaged with one of those fins, and then putting a finger on one end of that dowel, taking and sliding that motor up into that dowel, the center of that dowel, and there you have it. You don't want to slide it too far, or else the blade is going to start to bind. And to check that, I'm going to make sure that it's not going to. I'm going to plug it into the battery pack. Turn it on. And no problem. Nice airflow. There we go. Make sure you got a good connection. That's it. We're going to put it back together. Let's see. Now the wire, like I said, it folds up into that slot. Take your front ductwork with a grommet. And slide that back up over there. Now this whole thing is going to slide back into this gromet's going to slide over this housing back here. The front part of this is going to line up with the holes in your face shield. There you have it. The screw holes are lining up, everything's in place. Put the screws back in. Back in place, everything's locked in. Check it one more time. Working fine. Airflow coming through on the front. There you have it. $10-cent fix for a $200 part. Hope you got some use out of this video. If you did, maybe hit the subscribe button and like button. And I got more stuff like this coming up, so keep an eye out for what I have next. Thanks for watching.